I come from Georgia, and when I was in high school, I was studying in one of the most strongest high school in mathematics and physics. And I was participating in the international Olympiads, and I was interacting with people who were already studying abroad because they were teaching us how to perfect our performance in these tournaments and Olympiads in physics and computer science. So that was what inspired me to go abroad. I wanted to be like them a bit because they were really good in science. So upon the graduation of my high school, I moved to Bulgaria, this American university in Bulgaria, which unfortunately didn't have any physics program. But I went there because I had a scholarship, partial scholarship to go there, and moving outside of Georgia was not so easy at that time. So back then I thought, okay, I'll do something closer to physics because I really wanted to be a physicist, but I kind of said goodbye to physics, and I did computer science and mathematics. And university was a bit more programming oriented rather than science oriented. It was liberal arts education, which was preparing you more for going out in the industry and working. So I never thought I would come back to physics until one day when I got accepted. I applied for my master's. I just tried my luck, and I got accepted at the University of Oxford. And I was very happy, obviously, because I was coming from a small university in Bulgaria. So there I went, and I decided to do artificial intelligence and some neural networks and very computer sciencey direction. However, one day I just discovered that they had really strong courses in quantum computing. And I was like, okay, I'll try my luck. And once I went into a class, I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I completely dropped all the computer science courses, which was programming oriented, and I just signed up for quantum computing. And that was again computer science. And then I already knew that, okay, this is my path to physics maybe, so I tried to apply for PhDs in physics. It was difficult, having done computer science, to start physics, but I started my program in Germany, and the program was very open to teaching me physics classes, and I had to study some German too, because some of the bachelor classes are only in German. So then this is how I came back to physics, and I'm really happy about the decision to start quantum computing class and attend that particular talk during my master's. And having graduated from my PhD in physics, now I'm doing postdoc at the University of Cologne in the group of David Gross, and I like it because I'm more independent than during my PhD. I can choose my direction of science I can work with. I have more groups to collaborate with. And also I have this independence that I always wanted in the beginning of my journey in academia. And yeah, let's see where this takes us. So unfortunately, the answer to this question is yes. So this could be from my background, because I come from Eastern European countries, which are very male-dominated in all the positions, all the leading positions. So as a kid already you study that you shouldn't argue with the man. You should not argue with anybody older than you, especially a professor, but especially if it's a man. So this is a problem which follows, it just comes with you everywhere you go on a journey, and at some point you have to just convince yourself that no, this is not the way it is, because you see other people arguing. You see also some people who were grown up in the developed, more Western countries, female, who argue with the male professors, and then you realize that the problem might be within your culture. But unfortunately, then also in different countries, we see that the professors and group leaders are mostly male. So then you start to doubt again that maybe problem is not only in you, it's generally the female are judged differently from male. And wherever I've been, I kind of believe it's always true that I have to perform twice as well. I have to perfect my performance or whatever I say in order not to be judged. It could be that it's just my perspective, how people are judging me, but I don't know, this is how it is, unfortunately, so. I'm a reviewer of the papers in Q-Turn, and I in general like to review different people's work because I learned this way about a lot of different disciplines and research papers. And I think for Q-Turn especially, it's important to have the diversity in the reviewing process, because I believe as a female coming from the third world country, I judge less. which I hope is correct, but Q-turn especially has this direction chosen that we have to give equal opportunity to everybody applying, and we shouldn't judge people applying for the talks or posters. So that's my take there. I try to be as objective as possible. I think the platform of Q-turn is very important because it's one of the first in the field which so broadly discusses the topic that, and the issues which we are all bothered by. And I think it's very important that we have so many speakers and so many people attending it. However, I think it might be a bit too late. I think the universities at the earlier stages and the high schools and even elementary schools should be discussing these issues and addressing the diversity and inclusion. And we see this happening in different places, and I hope soon we will see the positive influence on our community.